Hello, I'm Mandee Palmer with the Bellingham Public Library, and today I'll be bringing you a virtual preschool story time from my home to your home. I want this to be an interactive experience, so throughout story time, please respond, answer questions, move and sing right along with me, just like you would if you were in the story time room at the library. Let's start with our name song, and I want you to tell me your name. First, will you clap along with me? I'm so glad you're here today, here today, here today. I'm so glad you're here today. Who are you? Hi, I'm so glad you're here. Today for preschool story time, instead of reading you a story from a book, I'm going to be drawing a story, a personal narrative. Personal means it's about me. Narrative means it's a story. So it's going to be a story about me. I have my story poster here to help me get started. First, I have to think about this important question. What's the story you're going to tell today? I already thought about that. I made my plan so that I'm ready to draw my story. My story poster also helps me remember the parts of a story, like who was there, who were the people or characters in the story. Remember, it's a story about me, so I will be one of the characters in my story. A story has an action or an event. What happened in the story? A story has a setting. Where did it happen? Where was the place that the story happened? A story can have feelings and emotions. How did you feel? Did you say anything? If anybody said any words, you can show that by drawing a speech bubble next to your character. And then also, what part are you going to write about? So I've already made my plan. I've already looked at my poster and thought about my questions so that I'm ready to tell my story. Are you ready for a story? Let's see. If you're ready for a story, clap your hands. If you're ready for a story, clap your hands. If you're ready for a story, if you're ready for a story, if you're ready for a story, clap your hands. If you're ready for a story, nod your heads. If you're ready for a story, nod your heads. If you're ready for a story, if you're ready for a story, if you're ready for a story, nod your heads. If you're ready for a story, sit very still. If you're ready for a story, sit very still. If you're ready for a story, if you're ready for a story, if you're ready for a story, sit very still. You are ready for a story. There are all different ways to tell stories, and so today I'm going to be drawing my story. Just like kids learn to read the pictures in a book first, they can learn to draw their story before they're ready to write those words. Something interesting for grown-ups to know is that this is how writing curriculum is introduced in kindergarten. In our library programs for ages birth to 5, we incorporate the 5 early literacy practices of talking, singing, reading, writing, and playing. Narrative storytelling especially focuses on the talking and writing practices. Okay, I'm about to start. I have my markers. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a line on the bottom of my board. Above the line is where I will draw the picture that tells the story. And when I'm all done with the picture, I will write the most important words of what happened below the line. As I start to draw, I'll be asking you to look at what I'm drawing and try to make predictions about what I'm drawing and answer questions as I ask them. I'm going to start by drawing a little bit of the setting. So notice what color I'm using. I have a blue marker. Any ideas what that might be? Are some of you thinking water, waves, ocean? You're right. This story story happens on the ocean in Bellingham Bay. I used my blue marker and I did my best to make the shape of waves. Now I'm going to draw something up in the sky. Notice what color I'm using. What shape did I draw? Yes, a circle, a yellow circle. Any ideas what that could be? A yellow circle up in the sky? It is the sun. I'm going to draw some lines out from my circle to show the sun shining in the sky. So now you can look at my picture and you can see a little bit of the setting. Does this story happen inside or outside? That's right, this story happens outside on the water on a sunny day. I'm going to draw a little bit more of my setting. I'll use my black marker and think about what shapes I could use to draw this. I'm going to draw a curved line going down into the water and a straight line across the top. Any ideas what that could be? Are some of you thinking boat? It could be a boat. I'm going to add some more details. I'm going to draw a line up and a line down. That makes kind of a triangle. You're right, this is a boat. I'm going to add a few more details to the boat. Here is the steering wheel in the front of the boat where the window is. The boat also has a motor on the back, so I'll add that detail as well. I'll draw the shape of a rectangle for the motor going down into the water. Now, I'm going to start to draw the characters, the people in the story. Remember, it's a story about me, so I'll start by drawing me standing here on the boat. What shape do you think I should use to draw my head? A round shape or a circle? I'll do a circle for my head. A circle for my head. Now I need to draw my body. I'll use an oval shape, a long stretched out circle for my head. And now I have my body. Now I need to draw arms and legs. 1, 2. That's how many legs I need to draw. 1, 2. And I used rectangles to draw my legs. Now I'll add my arms. 1, 2. 1, 2 arms. Now it's starting to look like a person, but it doesn't look just like me yet. I need to add some details to make it look like me. I need to draw some hair. What color hair do I have? That's right, I have brown hair. So I'll get my brown marker to add that detail to make it look more like me. I still need to draw my face. I'll use a green marker because I have green eyes. And how many eyes do I have? That's right, 1, 2. 1, 2 eyes. And how many noses? Just 1. And I'll draw a smile mouth because this is a happy story and I really enjoy being out on the boat, on the water, on a sunny day. So there I have me. Now I'm going to label. I'm going to write the word me right here above the picture of me in the story. That word sounds like this, M-E, What letter do you think is making that first sound in the word me? M. And the next letter is saying its name, E. M-E. So now I have labeled me. There is another person, another character on the boat with me in this story. I'm going to draw him right here next to me on the boat. I'm going to think about what he looks like and how I can make my drawing look like him. He's taller than me, so I'm going to draw him starting up here. And just like when I drew me, I'm going to use a round shape, a circle, to draw his head. So here I go. A circle. And I'll also use an oval to draw his body. And he also has 2 legs, 1, 2, and 2 arms, 1, 2. I am drawing my husband, Spencer. So I'm going to think about what he looks like to add some details to make it look more like him. His hair is a little bit darker than mine, so I'll use my black marker to make short hair to try to look like his. And I know that he has blue eyes, so I'll use my blue marker. 1, 2 eyes. And he also has 1 nose. And I'll draw him with a smile mouth, because he was also feeling happy on this day to be out on the boat, on the water, on a sunny day. So there we have my husband, and his name is Spencer. So now I'm going to label. I'm going to write his name above the picture of him in my story. His name starts with this sound, S, S. Any ideas what letter that could be to start the name Spencer? S, S. You're right, that's the letter S. So now you can look at my picture and you can start to see some of the elements of my story. My story happens outside on a boat. And who are the people in the story? There's me and Spencer. Now I'm going to add some more detail to my story and draw what happens in this story. Spencer and I were each holding something in our hands on the boat. So I'm going to use straight lines to draw the objects that we were holding. And then I'm going to add a squiggly line going down into the water. Any ideas what we were holding on the boat? We were holding fishing poles. Fishing poles. Now I'm going to draw a little bit more to show you what happened. Any ideas of what that might be? When I was holding my fishing pole, all of a sudden, I felt this squiggly line of fishing wire, pull straight. It wasn't squiggly anymore. I could feel something pulling on the other end of the line. Do you know what it was? A fish. That's right. So now I'm going to draw my speech bubble to show you what I said. I said, fish on, because that's what you say when you're fishing and you think you have a fish on the other end of your fishing pole. And I did. I caught a fish that day. It was the first fish I ever caught, and it was an enormous fish. So that's the part of the story I'm going to write the words down below. I caught and did I say it was a teeny tiny fish, or was it a pretty big, enormous fish? It was. It really was an enormous. I'm going to add that detail to my writing. I caught an enormous fish. That's right. What letter do you think the word fish starts with? It's making that sound. It looks like this. That's right, an F, letter F. And I'm going to end my sentence with an exclamation point, because to me, that was a pretty big deal. I had never caught a fish before, and it was pretty exciting. And that's the end of my story. Give yourselves a hand for being a great audience for my story. Thank you for listening. Now, if we were at Storytime at the library, this would be the time that I would invite kids to draw their own stories. So I want to invite you to do that at your homes today. You can find whatever kind of paper you have and markers, pens, or crayons for writing. And I'll invite you to tell your own stories by drawing them. Grown-ups, I know that kids out there are at all different levels of being writers. Some are learning to hold markers and pens and make lines and marks on their paper. Some are probably working on shapes or details. Some of them might even be working on letters. But all kids have a grown-up at home with them, or maybe even an older brother or sister who is already writing, that can help them with this. They can all say their stories for someone to write down for them. Grown-ups or older kids can help them with labeling, and kids can do the drawing. So I'm going to invite you to do that today after you watch this video. Thanks for watching.